Hello everyone. For writing a review article, there's a gap or research question. So we have to fill all the gaps or answer all the research questions. There's a question in review article in where we can fill the gap or in which part we can answer the research question. So basically, we can say in body paragraph that contains several subtopics, we can answer the research question, or what you can say, fill the gaps. So my name is Bashar and I'm assistant professor at the Howler Medical University. I published more than 100 review articles in high impact factor journal. In this video, I'll highlight 3 key points related to subtopics of review articles. So in the previous videos, we mentioned that the review article contains a novel title. Based on the title, we create keywords. Then we can write the introduction for those keywords that we created on the novel title. Then the title should be subdivided into several subtopics. So for each subtopic, we have to collect the data. It means references. All the data should be organized, then you can write it. Organizing, then presenting the findings of the references in a paper which is called review article. So in the part 1 and part 2 previous videos, we answered how can you create a novel topic. Then in part 3, we mentioned the typical template for writing a review article, and you can publish. If you follow this template, you can publish and get acceptance in high impact factor journal. Then in today's video, we try to clarify these 3 key issues. What are the techniques for writing a review article? Secondly, how you can identify the related findings in the references that are related to each subtopic. Identify the findings in the references. Then the third one, what are the best strategies, or which strategy is the best to write your section? We will try to focus on these 3 things, and let's see the 5th video. The 5th part, it means the next video, will try to focus or answer this question: how to search to find or to collect the data related to your subtopic. This one will be discussed in the next video. So if you don't subscribe, try to subscribe our channel in order to receive all the informative videos. Now, understanding and promoting the health of family members. This is our topic, our novel topic. If you have any topic just like this topic, you have to create the keywords. For example, in here, promoting the health will be the first keyword. Then family members, the second keyword. And family health also, health of family health will be the other keywords. So based on these keywords, you can create novel subtopics. For example, in here, we wrote at least 6 subtopics. Title, keyword, then subtopics. For each subtopic, you have to gather or collect all the data which are related to specific subtopic. For example, physical health. You have to search to collect the data which are related to the physical health. Then, after collection, all the data should be organized. all the data should be organized. And then after organization, then you can start to write. Okay. So references will be the main source for searching, for finding the novel data. Based on the references, you can explain each subtopics for the main topic, for your main title, understanding and promoting the health of family members. So what are the techniques? What are the techniques for writing subtopics? In previous videos, we mentioned it. There's a typical, what we can say, a typical template, yes, for writing a review. One of the section in this template, which is called subtopic. Now we have different techniques to present or to write each subtopic. The first technique, it tells you highlight related findings. Highlight how. Now you have the first one, you should research topic, you have to have a title or the main goal. Then the second one, subdivided into several objectives or several subtopics. So for every objective or for every subtopic, you have to collect the references. This is the third stage, the third step in the first technique. Then you collect all the references based on the objectives. After collecting all the references, highlight the related findings. For each objective, you have to highlight the new things that you read in the references. After highlighting, then again, organizing and writing. Organizing and writing each objective alone. You have to organize all the information, all the findings that you found in the references, and organize, arrange it from general to specific. All the information should be written from general to specific. This is called flow of writing or organization of the text. Okay, now what's the second one? The second technique is called creating tables, which I prefer this one. Creating tables. Creating table, again, you have a title, you have a topic, then subdivided into several subtopics. The smaller title, we can say. Yes, for each one you have to create a specific table. For example, objective, first objective, what? Answer of what? You have to write it down. Targeted of what? How? The mechanism of action. You have to make a table. How? We will explain it in the next slides. So for the second, for the third, also for all of the subtitles, you have to create specific tables. So this table or these tables help you to focus on the new thing, to increase the novelty, and also to put the table in the text, which is one of the key requirements for review article. This is an example for making or creating a new table. For example, look, this one is types of long non-coding RNA. First, what are the types of long non-coding RNA? In here we have hot air, MALAT1, H19, and so on. So the second, methods. Which techniques use it for studying this type of long non-coding RNA? Real-time PCR, real-time plus RNA sequencing, real-time and RNA sequencing and microarray used for studying H19 long non-coding RNA. Then the third column will be expression pattern in breast cancer. For example, in here, we study the types of long non-coding RNA expression in breast cancer. So the expression increased or decreased. We mentioned it. Then, how the expression, for example, in here increased? How? By targeting several genes. These are names of the genes that mentioned in the table. These are their findings. We created a new one. Okay. Then, mode of action or signaling pathway, which is one of the key issues. How this gene leads to increasing the expression of hot hair. This is the signaling pathway by these pathways. Okay. Then related cancer or hallmarks of cancer. As we know, cancer can increase itself or created by several hallmarks. For example, in here, sustaining proliferative signaling. This is the name of the hallmark of cancer. In here, activating invasion and metastasis. In here, apoptosis or resisting cell death. And so on. All the things are published. This is the reference. You have to mention the reference. For example, these authors explained that hot hair can be increased by targeting these genes through this pathway, and they use real-time PCR. So this is a good thing if you want to study any title or any subtopic. Try to collect all the findings in a specific table. So the next one. The next table, this is CRISPR variation. CRISPR variation, okay. Now we have these types of the protein Cas9, variation in Cas9, Cas9 nickase, variation in SP-Cas9, variation in CRISPR-SA-Cas9. These are types. Then we mentioned the characteristics for each protein. Then what are the application of this variation? For example, in here it leads to DNA double-strand break. In here it leads to, or it creates single-strand binding, DNA single-strand binding, and so on. Advantages and disadvantages also we included in our table. Further, cancer research application. What are the applications of this variation in cancer? These are applications that they mention it in their work, and examples. These are the examples in cancer application, and these are references, those papers that they did this work. So these are the novelty. These are the key issues you have to create it. You have to mention it in your review article. Now, the second point, how you can find related findings in the references. In this one, we said this reference collected all these data. But there is a question, how you can find this information. As we know, the paper contains title, abstract, introduction, methodology, result, discussion, conclusion, and references. In which part you can find the novel works, novel things that they did. This is the abstract, and this is the topic, and this is the abstract section. Look, some of the papers which they work specifically, you can find their novelty in the title easily. So it means you don't need to read the abstract all, the result section or whole of the paper. Just look at this this is a specific exosomal circular RNA. They mentioned the name of the exosomal circular RNA, which promotes which type of cancer? Colorectal cancer. Then they lead to progression. How? They mentioned also the main pathway by microRNA 214 and PD-L1. So the pathway, the targeting gene, and the type of cancer, and the name of circular RNA, all are mentioned in the title. So it means you don't need to go to read the abstract, all the result sections. This is the same. You can find circular RNA again promotes chemoresistance by, this is the pathway, name of circular RNA, again in adenocarcinoma cancer cells. Same. So the main finding will is clear in the topic, in the title, and you don't need to read the abstract, all the result sections. Look at this work. This one is the second one. When you can't find the main finding in the title or in the topic, as like this, such like this, identification of expression of CCND1 related long non-coding RNA in breast cancer. So the long non-coding RNA, in general, they mention it. They mention it in general. So we can't find the, what you can say, finding in the topic. You have to go to the abstract. So the abstract section, yes, in here, for example, in here they mentioned the HOTIP. In this paper, we studied 5 different long non-coding RNAs. So we can't mention all the long non-coding RNA in the title. So you have to go to the abstract section. But there is a question. If you can't find the main finding in the title, and also you can't find the main finding in the abstract section, what do you have to do? Just like this one. The main finding in the for the paper is not clear in the title, and also in the abstract section for this paper, which was published in molecular therapy, is not clear. So in this case, you have to go to read the entire section, result section. You have to focus and read the result section of this paper. Now, for the third one, which is the important one, which is the best strategy for writing our section? Look, for writing any section in English, you have to focus in these 3 things. When you have a topic or subtopic, for example, if we explain the title depends on several subtopics, this one it is one of the subtopic. This is first subtopic. The subtopic should contain topic sentences. This is the first one. Then you have to expand, explain more, expand the topic sentences. For the expand topic sentences, you have to cite, put citation, put references. For the topic sentences, in most of the cases, they don't cite the topic sentences. However, some of the authors, they put citations. But it will be okay. It depends on the novelty, or it depends on the, what you can say, information. For example, some of the information in the topic sentences proved before 2 or 3 decades, and there are a lot of published data, so it doesn't need to cite. Whereas if you explain the topic sentences with recent keywords or sentence, so you have to cite it. So we can say it depends on the information that you gonna talk on in the topic sentences. So topic sentences, expand your topic, then cite, then give example if there's any example. For each example, you have to put reference, citation, topic sentences, then expand your topic, then give example, then the last section will be conclusion. For the conclusion, again, it's the same like the topic sentences. It doesn't need to cite. However, sometimes some of the authors, they cite the last section of the subtopic or of the last sentence of the section. But in my opinion, the conclusion section, it doesn't need to cite, because you just rephrase the topic sentences. What's a conclusion? You just try to rephrase the topic sentences. So this is an example. This is one of the paper that we published. Again, this is a review article we published in Frontier, and I think it has 20 or 25 citations like this. Tumor angiogenesis. Tumor angiogenesis. Tumor angiogenesis. Angiogenesis, look, the first we started by definition of angiogenesis, and we know angiogenesis before 4 or 5 decades. They explain it was angiogenesis. All the things are available in the books and in the papers. So in here, up to this is the first, this is the topic sentences, we didn't put any citation. Then we try to expand. So it begins, it means angiogenesis begins with the stimulating, migrating, proliferating, and differentiating endothelial cells in response to signals from surrounding tissue, such as hypoxia. Who said these are 2 references? Okay, oh, 1 reference, sorry. Okay, now we finish it. The last sentence, this is the step. Each step is progressed and controlled by several pro and anti-pro-angiogenic factors. This is general information. Each step controlled by pro-angiogenic and anti-angiogenic factors. This is general, but we want to expand in detail. VEGF, look, these are the factors, angiogenic factors such as PDGE, VEGF, and FGF. All are promote new blood vessel formation, and so on. At the end, they associate with the other angiogenic these factors. This is what we can say specific section. This is separated section, and this one also separated section. This subtopic can be explained by more than 2 sections. The first one, definition of tumor angiogenesis. The second one, factors that helps to formation or to produce angiogenesis. What are the factors? So at the end for these factors, they associate with other angiogenic factors to bind with this one and this one. This is the we can say conclusion, and we didn't cite any references. The second example, tumor targeting of exosomes. Look, again, this is the introduction. We didn't cite it. Then in vitro and in vivo study, we have to cite it. We expand it until here. Then again, we write it, the second sentences. We want to study in deep up to here. We cite it. This is the reference. Then this is in vitro. Look, in vitro. The first one, we wrote the general sentences. Then specifically in vitro and in vivo study. The first one in vitro and the second one in vivo study showed that. And this is the reference. these are tumor targeting of exosomes. So, in conclusion, what we wrote in here, based on these findings, it appears that exosomes will need to be optimized in order to achieve effective tumor targeting. So, we can say for each section of subtopic, you have to mention these three things: topic sentence, support sentence, and conclusion. The number one should be topic sentence, the second one should be support sentence, and the last one should be conclusion. So these are strategies to write each section for your subtopic. Now, in conclusion, we can say that the title, which contains several keywords, we should introduce. Then we have to subdivide it into several subtopics. Then we have to collect the data, then organize the data, and writing. So there is many techniques for writing each section, as we mentioned in here, and to identify related findings in references we also discussed. Then finally we discussed the best strategy for writing each section, which we said it contains three different things: subtopic, the topic sentence contains topic sentences, and expanding, then conclusion. These are key issues you have to follow in order to write a specific manuscript to be submitted and accepted in high impact factor journal. So for the next video, we try to focus on how to search to find or to collect related data, how you can collect the data for each subsection, so for each sections in our subtopics. So don't forget to subscribe and like our channel in order to receive the informative videos. Thanks for your watching.